Hi everyone, today I thought I'd do something a little bit different and run through all the games that are currently on my shelf of shame or to be reviewed pile, and just give my thoughts about them as I go throughout. So first up I have Lawyer up here. So this was quite an anticipated game for me. I know I gave my initial impressions on Corporate Cardboard. However, I still want to play this again because there's quite a few scenarios in here and I'm yet to kind of solidify my final impressions with Lawyer up. So hopefully I'll get a second game of this one played soon and we can go from there. I also have Super Skill Pinball here. This is the 4K, the roll and write game where you're basically playing through a pinball table, and it's really good fun. And looking forward to getting a review of that one up soon. I'm ready to do it, so just a matter of getting that recording done. We've got Valley of the Kings. This is a small little deck building game, an older game, so I think this one goes back over 10 years now. And I suppose at that time, deck builders were really the thing. So it's interesting to get my thoughts once this is, once that phase is gone and the hype and hysteria has died down, to see if Valley of the Kings still holds up. So ready to review that one as well, as I've already played it. We've got Papua. This is actually a game I got on sale, a De Vere title. This game did have some rules issues. I won't go into too much detail. However, the gameplay is interesting, I will say that. There's some pretty unique mechanisms here and something that's a little bit out there. It's a dice-driven, kind of worker placement style game that I think you're going to be interested in to hear my thoughts about that one. I've got a classic with Keyflower, another game I've actually played already and ready to give my thoughts on. Expect big things, that's all I'll say. We have New York Zoo. This is from last year, Uwe Rosenberg, a little kind of tile placement game. Pretty much patchwork, but for more than 2 players, with a nice theme, and ready to give my review on that one as well. We have Michael Strogoff. This one, another De Vere game, actually, one that I got on sale again. This one is a weird game. It's something that I might have to play this one at least one more time to give my final thoughts on it. It kind of plays better solo, I would say, but we shall see. It's certainly different, and I'm not sure if it will stick around long term though. We have the prototype for Scandalo. I played this one once, and I feel like I need to play it again, as it didn't quite sink in quite as well as Awkward Guests did the first time I played it. But this is actually the follow-up or the sequel to Awkward Guests, and this one is set on basically this newspaper scandal, if I just avoid dropping the box here. Very similar, but some slight different tweaks there. So I want to play this one at least one more time to get my head around it, and then I can get my thoughts out prior to the Kickstarter being launched in September, I believe. We have Crystal Palace. Now, this is a game I haven't played yet, but I'm really excited to play this one. Another dice-driven game, a worker placement game. However, you're bidding with dice, and you can pick any value of those, any pip value on those dice, but you have to pay for your bidding. So, really excited for this one. I've started to read the rules, and it's looking good. So, hopefully, in practice, that's going to be the case. I have Vlaada Chvátil's Dungeon Pets. So I really like the theme of this game, actually, as you are supposed to be raising these kind of fantastical animals to sell off to these kind of dungeon lords, I suppose, because this is kind of a sister game to Dungeon Lords. And this one actually is a worker placement system, but you're kind of bidding with your workers, and it looks like there's some pretty good thematic ties. I've just barely skimmed the rulebook, and hopefully sooner or later I'll get round to it. We have El Capitan here. So this is a game I'm sure nobody really wants to see be reviewed, but however, I will be doing it anyway. This one is a Wolfgang Kramer game that nobody ever talks about. It's a co-design by Horst Reiner Rosner. I don't know who that is, but not even really looked at this one yet. This is one I picked up for relatively cheap, and it was kind of during my massive spree of going through Wolfgang Kramer games. So eventually I'll get to this one, but I think this one's going to keep getting pushed to the back of the line, unfortunately. We have Agra. So Agra's been a game that's been on my radar for a long time, and I've actually made quite a few lists with Agra on it, even though I've not played Agra yet. So just having a beautiful board. This is a stunning looking game, and it's actually made my list of top 10 games that I'm dying to play, which I made with Mackenzie over on Side Game LLC. So I managed to get this for a good price finally, because this one seems to be really up and down in terms of what it's worth. As much as £70, but I actually got this for £30. So finally found a good price for it. And I know it's heavy and it's going to take a lot of effort to learn this one, but hopefully that's going to pay off. I have Viceroy. Viceroy still in its shrink here. Not even looked at it yet, obviously, because I've not even unwrapped it. This one is kind of like a pyramid building game that looks interesting. Well, of course it looks interesting because I bought it in the first place. But yeah, still open. That's an open game, that one. I don't have a clue what that's going to be like. I have Cooper Island. This one, another game I managed to get at a great price on sale. This is probably one of the heaviest games I'm going to learn in some time to come, or at least it's been a while since I played a game of this weight. A lot going on, but hopefully, again, it's going to be worth it. I've heard good things, and maybe a bit too fiddly, some problems there, but we shall see. Sometimes people say that, and I love the game. Sometimes I completely agree. So, looking for the next big heavy game in my collection. So hopefully Cooper Island will do that, because it's actually something that's a little bit different for me, and I don't have any games by this designer or anything like that. So, whenever I find a new game that isn't kind of bound to be into my collection, like the next Stefan Feld game, for example, I'm always excited to try games like that. And going on to that one now, this is actually going to be that's the expansion for Terra Mystica, and Terra Mystica is actually on my shelf here already. I've not played it. I've read the rules. I think I'm ready to play my first game. Looks very promising, so I've kind of reserved its place here, should it be as good as I think it's going to be. But certainly a really popular game, and hopefully it's going to live up to that hype. And I've got the expansion here just in case I love the game, and kept in its wrapping just in case I don't. But the only reason I bought this one before playing the actual base game is because I got it at a fantastic price. So that's all the games that's due to be played or due to be reviewed. There are a few more kind of less exciting ones I have on my shelves, etc. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Something I should say before I stop actually as well is I've got Yellow and Yangtze and Tiger Woods and Euphrates to do as well. And I've only played this one once, but I wasn't quite confident enough to formulate my thoughts, and I need to play it again, but it keeps getting pushed back to the back of the pile. And Tigris and Euphrates, I'm still torn which one I'm going to keep, which one I'm going to dive into. So I think at the moment I'm just going to try them both and see which one takes my fancy. But yeah, that concludes the end of the video. Hopefully it's just something a little bit fun here and gives you an idea about what you can expect from the channel in the next few months. And this changes every day, and I'll keep adding games to this pile. So prioritization is always changing. But yeah, that concludes the video. If you have enjoyed it, please hit like and subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos too. For everyone else, I'll see you next time on Chairman of the Board. Bye.